What's up, everybody? I think I'm live. Oh, I got the wrong thumbnail. Oh well. Um, yeah, no, I'm definitely live. Okay. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jake, aka Korean Jew Trading, and I haven't done a stream in a while. I haven't done much YouTube, and I'm about to tell you why and why I'm doing it again right now. But let me just throw this link out. I'm definitely live. Okay. To Twitter. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jake, aka Korean. Yeah. All right. Let me just shoot this link out and we'll get started. I don't have too much time, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible. Live now. Enter all crypto markets. So let's see. What's up? How you doing, Dave? Dave Millen in the house. Let's see. Just throw that link out. Let's look at BTC, see what's going on. Get SPX ready because that's worth watching right now. And we'll look at some alts too. Got a lot of stuff for you guys. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, interesting. Yeah. That's a level. Yeah, what's up, Crypto Fish Tank? Yeah, it's fun to be back. I missed it. So if you guys have been following, some people have been following since 2017. Some people just, newer viewers. In 2020, I came back in May, like around April, May, started doing YouTube again. And it was because I felt like with what I saw going on in the space, it made a ton of sense to start to get involved in crypto. It was definitely putting people on to Uniswap before that shit blew up. Go and check the tapes, but I really saw kind of the potential for the beginning of alt season, and it's in essence it was an alt season. Like when you really think about it, I mean, when coins are doing 10x plus in a week or day, if you're involved in that, you have an alt season to yourself, because the reality is that the people that were early on Uniswap and really were able to participate made life-changing money. I get messages from people that are like, thank God you showed me a Uniswap, because I was able to go bring my portfolio to all-time highs. So to those people, shout out to them. Fantastic work. I'm glad you guys did really well. But when you look at the amount of money that actually came into crypto during that time period, that wasn't the markup. That was like some interlude type shit that happened before real money comes in. And I was very vocal about, if you're new to crypto, like, this is the time. That's why I decided to do the YouTube. I'm not doing this for my health, guys. But it's all about timing. And why have I not done much? I did the interview with Bitcoin Fund Manager because I wanted to fucking talk to that guy. I would have talked to him one-on-one over a Discord if it meant I could get him on the phone, because that guy fascinates me. But that's the only reason I did it, was because I'm fascinated by him. But frankly, throughout the majority of the summer, I was looking towards September as a month to go risk off. Jewish holidays, historically, Bitcoin does not perform well in September. There's like people going back to school, kids going back to school, all sorts of shit was going on, and it just felt like September was going to be a shitty month overall. What up, everybody? You could ask, the people in the dojo. I'm like, I feel really bad because, like, there's really not much that I'm into this month. I'd rather play it safe. So, that kind of ends. We get the high holidays, Yom Kippur and all that. And, then we start to look at what's happening on the charts. But I'll cut to the chase. The reason why I'm doing this stream right now, I mean, it's my brother's 30th birthday. I'm going away upstate, get the fuck out of here, going up to top of New England, spend some time in the wilderness with the family. I'm excited about that. But I didn't want to leave without at least kind of giving my 2 cents about what I think you guys should be doing. Obviously, not financial advice, but I think we're at a spot where you can start to really kind of take your shots with the altcoins. Obviously, you don't want to get crazy. Like, things can change quickly. It's in a fragile place, but I think it's time to really kind of go and if you're trading futures on Binance or Bybit, for instance, you have to be more precise and more surgical. But if you're an altcoin trader that trades on Binance Spot or Bittrex or KuCoin or whatever or Uniswap, I think most of the coins hit spots that make a ton of sense to start to load that bag. And when I say load the bag, I mean load the bag for a swing trade and play it accordingly. You're basically playing it as if it is the bottom, and you're basically going to have stop losses, but have stop losses at levels below. And I'll start. In fact, let me pull up the charts. I'll give you an example of one. So, like I said, I don't have a tremendous amount of time up. Wrong exchange. We'll look at Huobi on RSR. But this is just me using this as an example. What the fuck is it? Sorry. So, really, this is the level where I kind of like go crazy. Like, if it gets down here, I'm buying like a shitload of this. So what you could do, because looking at this 3-day doesn't look reversally. It doesn't look too promising. Let's look at the daily. However, I am starting to sense that, things should start to bounce pretty soon. So, this is a time what happens is you can get a wick down here that reverses, and let's say you're living in Japan and you go to sleep. This can hit here, reverse, and then take off before you even wake up. So I don't think you absolutely need to catch the bottom. Looking at this is a really nasty downtrend. The reason why I'm talking about this one in particular is because, and I'm not I'm gonna show you plenty of charts in this stream, but this is just something that I think is going to perform again. It obviously did. We talked about it when it broke this line. I was like, yeah, market buy now and ride it to 200 sats. That was the target. Fucking went above that. But this was like the easiest trade ever. So typically a line like this is super important. You have this wave here is right below this line. This is around 55 sats, as well as up here. This is where it topped out there. You have confluence, but basically this and this is supported, retests it, takes off. If this is able to go below like 69, I would be looking for the 55 level. So that's why it's like you don't need to go all in now. You could start to buy, and then if it goes down here, then you buy more. Or if it breaks out and it reverses, then you can buy more on the retest. So it could do something like this, or here, down, even runs it down here. Like here is where you buy, and then it takes off. Something like that. Either of those scenarios can happen, or it could do a V bottom. We'll see. If the whole market bounces, yes, you're going to see that. I'm fairly confident that this will bounce hard as well. So that's that. But back to the original statement. Overall, I do believe that this is a time that you can really start to kind of pack up alts. Hopefully you didn't get hurt too bad. Like a little over a month ago, I'd seen so many things happen that reminded me of 17, right? 16, 17, call it what you want. But like, for example, obviously we were talking about Uniswap, reminded me of Ether Delta, that kind of hype where It's an exclusive exchange that most people aren't using, and you're getting crazy gains while nobody knows what's going on. That was the Ether Delta hype. Hex versus BitConnect, similar kind of thing. You do 100x on a Ponzi scam, fantastic. And then DeFi. DeFi kind of reminded me of ICOs. And I started to think about what, because for the people that are new, if you weren't around in 17, which is a crazy year, people think that just because you were in 17, you became rich. The reality is that people in Q3 and Q4 of 17 were DMing me saying that they were thinking about killing themselves because they lost so much money. And, at Bitcoin was at all-time high, and most of the people on CT were fucking wrecked. And people don't realize this, but it's because of the forks. What happened was with Bitcoin Cash fork, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, and BTC breaking all-time high at 3K after the dump in July, BTC dominance mooned. And a lot of people that joined in the summer of 17 ended up losing like crazy money. It was a crazy ICO bubble. People that were doing ICOs did well if you dumped right away. But what people failed to realize is that most of the fall and winter of 17, the people that were shilling coins, the top, like kind of the way you would shill a coin was how much is it down from ICO price. So you would say like, oh, look at this coin. It's VeChain. It's down 90% from its ICO price. Everything was down like 50 to 90%. And I said, wouldn't it be something if we saw these Uniswap DeFi type coins and other coins as well down 50 to 90% from whatever highs that they made this year? And I think you're starting to see it. Curve leading the way. That one, I don't know. I'm not fucking with that. But it's a very similar emotion to what I saw in 17. It's kind of crazy. So BTC is doing its thing, and alts had their fun. Reminds me also of the Masternode hype on Cryptopia. If you were around for that, that was pretty crazy as well. Shit was just pumping that didn't make any sense. So what I'm looking for now is BTC to continue to show strength, US dollar to show weakness, VIX to fall off the cliff, stocks to do well, and basically the more of the mid to large cap coins to start to perform and reverse. So one of the ones that we can look for, in my opinion, is XRP. I know everybody hates this coin now. Let's see, which one should I look at? Which one? I'll look at XRP USD on Binance. We'll look at this. So let's take a look at this. So this is awful, but this goes back to 18. This kind of looks like RSR's chart when it listed. I mean, you just have, it's just like a long ass bull flag, right? So if this were to break out, this would be incredibly bullish. But for that to happen, we would need to cross this moving average here. Let's look at it on a higher time frame. So this volume here is encouraging, makes a bull flag after here. So you have the low, bottoms out, breaks out above the neckline, making a bull flag now. It's being supported by this moving average here. You have swell conference coming up as well as an airdrop. If XRP were to break out and really start to run, that would be just another signal to me that I'm on the right side of this. I want to see the large caps start to perform. You're seeing EOS do well, Uniswap for instance. This one, let's look at the 4-hour. So it's retraced down to this level here. 250 was kind of the area. I took shots here. I thought it was gonna bounce here. Well, let me look at Uniswap USD. I was wrong about this, and I was comparing it to Bitcoin Cash. I was totally wrong and premature. So around here, when it did like this kind of double bottom here, I thought this was the reversal. I was wrong. So this is why you want to use stops, but basically, right here, you have this. Okay, let me do this. Looking for Bittrex. BCH. Where are you? Bittrex, USD. Who the fuck is it? Here we go. Yo, what up, Isaac? How you doing, man? My man. So, this is kind of what I was looking at. And I was comparing this on the daily. I think that was a mistake. It's not exactly the same structure, but basically I'm looking for another bounce, like something up to here, and then another longer bear flag. I mean bull flag, sorry. But when you compare the two, the only reason, it's not like I'm just looking at like two price structures. This could actually end up being this. So we'll have to see. But this could be that, or this could be this. So we don't, I don't know. I don't have the answer. It could have, this could actually be the whole thing right here, depending on what the market does. So if BTC dominance drops and this starts to break out, I would be looking for a move, and then basically you want to see something like this right here, like price action above this box. So if this were to break out, and do something like that, that would be incredibly bullish. So like if you spot this right here, like something like that, incredibly bullish. I'm not certain that's what's going to happen, but basically when you look at Uniswap, this is only an hourly. So when you look at the hourly, this is a nice structure. You make the low, it retests the candle closes down here, and then takes off. Now it's starting to test the top here. You want to see this continue. If that does, that's fantastic. At least short term. So you can play this. I wouldn't be confident in calling this a bottom, but 250 was an area that I'd be looking for. So we definitely want to see tomorrow's daily up here. If you get tomorrow's daily is closing around like 330, 325, something like that, that would be a very good sign that there's going to be continued upside in my opinion. So let's see. That's Uniswap. I would keep an eye on that. The reason I compared it to Bitcoin Cash was I'm still in that kind of mode of comparing 17 to 2020. And, you know, not for nothing, like, I was like thinking about the whole thing with CryptoGat and crypto medicated with Haven. I think it was called something else back then, where there was a group on Telegram of a bunch of people, and you know, they were talking about buying a whole bunch of supply of this coin and then pumping it, and it got leaked. And I felt like a lot of people, like it was already in a downtrend, but that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And it really kind of, you can see that altcoins really took a shit and fucking went into a horrible bear market, like from that point on. So I was thinking about it, and I kind of saw what was happening on Uniswap, and I was like, you know, it's only a matter of time before one of these groups gets exposed again. And then you have, what's it, EMN, Eminence or something. These DeFi guys get caught being kind of greedy. And, you know, things were already retracing and kind of in complacency, but as soon as that hit, you saw the real acceleration of downside on Uniswap coins. So that was a sign that I was looking for. And I was waiting to do this stream and kind of waiting to feel it, like really kind of feel it, like people are hurting, and I'm starting to feel it now. And you know, it's like a good amount of hope was sucked out of the market. So you know, that's why I'm doing this stream, frankly, just because you know, and I don't want to beat it with a stick, but hey, I'm bullish here. I'm bullish. I think it makes sense to take some risk on altcoins. So that's why I was back to Uniswap and Bcash, comparing the two. Bcash was a fork that, like, all of a sudden, basically people were like, hey, free money. And I remember YouTubers doing content at the time, and the biggest title, or the most common question was, do I sell Bcash or do I hold Bcash? Um, and I was in a private group actually called Crypto Grinders. I don't know if that guy's still around, but in he did a conference call, and he took a poll, and he said, "What are you doing with your Bitcoin Cash? Are you selling it or are you holding it?" And I asked him the question. I said, "Why is buying not an option? If everybody's selling and holding, like, why is nobody even considering the concept of buying?" And you know, clearly that was the right move at the time. And when Uniswap came, everybody's like, oh shit, I got a free PlayStation, I got free money. You know, am I selling this or am I going to hold this? And nobody was talking about buying. So that's why at that point in time, the price was around 250 or whatever, $3. And I said, you know, if you're selling right now, that's stupid. It's stupid, because I think this is at least going to pump right now and then pump again. So I would expect this to definitely make a strong move at some point in the future. Um, Obviously, there were plenty of signs that you should get the hell out. If you want to go back retrospectively, basically, you make this high, people are euphoric. You make this lower high, right? This is your sign to get the fuck out, basically. At 775, this definitely makes sense. You retest down here, and then it gives you one last chance at 750. When you see this get rejected, and then, like, that's like, you know, get out. If this comes back around and then takes this out, then you have to get back in. Something similar happened to me before, where I was in something, I got out, and you know, you forget to look at it, because it's like you exit the position and you're like, fuck this, I don't care anymore. But it can do something extremely bullish, and you know, if you're not paying attention, you miss out. So, like, I'll give you an example. I know I'm jumping around, but this stock here. So I was actually playing put options. I bought puts on this here, because I thought this was the top. And I'm like, all right, I saw this fail right here around this neckline. And I'm like, all right, this thing is up from $6 to $28 this year. Maybe this is the top. So I bought the puts here. It goes down here. I was expecting it to kind of like fill this gap. Doesn't do it. Bounces back up. I close my puts here because I'm like getting kind of scared. And then I stopped looking at the chart. This is something that I'm telling you guys that I brought up in my journal, because, you know, I feel like I can be a better trader. Everyone can. And you kind of learn from these mistakes. So I'm sharing my mistake with you. But as soon as I exit the position, now I'm no longer interested in it. I'm not paying attention. But I did exit because I'm like, this has the potential to be bullish. So when it bounces, you get this wick here, and you're like, oh, fuck. You know, I wasn't even looking, but if you were in this, you might have been like, all right, this is still bearish. But it makes a higher low, and then it candle closes up here, like above. This is the highest close in this wave. Like at this point right here, this is implying upside for sure. And you know, especially if you're playing call options, like you can, like a move from here to here, even you can make a 10x in a week off that. Like that's a serious move. You can make great money off this. So, you know, I look back at it and I'm like, how did I miss it? And it's because of my bias. I had exited the position and I was like, you know, I don't care about this anymore. But it just goes to show, like, if you're trading any asset or crypto or whatever, just because you exit, like, keep an eye on it, because if you've been trading it, you know where it's at, and you should know exactly where, you know, different triggers are going to hit that will imply either upside or downside. So that's a little lesson. Um, yeah, that candle was fucking key, and I didn't have my eye on it. Look, it even retests this level. Like, it retests this and holds. That's bullish too. Then it starts to retest here. Like, this is from here to there is 20%. And like, if you're trading options, that's a huge move. So let's look at stocks. This is SPX 500 futures. This is a pretty bullish looking candle. Um, not. I mean, what are you gonna say? It does look good. Obviously, the president is in a spot where he's tweeting that's clearly the market is very sensitive to whatever he's saying right now. So who knows? He could come out and say something stupid, and this can go back down too. But overall, this is definitely implying bullishness. I'd love to see a gap up in the morning and open above here. That would be a great sign if we can get a gap up tomorrow. And I think if that were to happen, I would expect a new all-time high to come. Trump's got tricks in his bag. He's going to try to force the stimulus. He's going to say whatever he can now at this point to try to pump the market. So, I don't want to be on the wrong side of this. If you look at kind of like, it kind of gives you that inverse head and shoulder kind of structure. I mean, that's not something that I play normally, but I can't ignore this. It does look good, and I think yesterday was a hell of a shakeout. He probably planned that, and if this goes and makes a new all-time high, I would expect Bitcoin and crypto to do well. So let's look at BTC and see what it's doing. Why do I keep doing that? I'm supposed to put it up here, but Bitcoin, this is a bear flag that looked like it was going to break down, but didn't. Starting to try to bounce out of it. It's just not breaking down. And like when you think about all markets across the board, we've been hit with so much news, like bad news. This is definitely what you would call a fear cycle, where they're just constantly peppering you with shitty news and shaking you out of your positions. And once that subsides, the markup that comes after a fear cycle is pretty crazy. And this happens in different durations, but like at least right now, it certainly feels like we're in a fear cycle. So you have the whole thing with Arthur being sued by SEC. You have a lot of UK is banning derivatives. You had the botched stimulus between Trump. You have all that stuff. Trump gets COVID. In the last week or so, there's been a ton of somewhat negative type news, yet we're still holding over 105, which is, the top of this wave that led to the breakout of the high there. So this is still hanging on as support, but you definitely want to see this kind of break out of this sooner than later. It does remind me of this. I just want to show you. I don't know if you saw the tweet or not, but like if you look, and you know what? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it because I had it set up here. Profile. I have all sorts of shit on here. Here it is. Okay. This. So open image in new tab. This one. So right here, this right here is 2017, the summer of 2017, and this is where we are now, basically. So I'm basically, what I'm doing here is I'm comparing this wave to that wave. Now, are they exactly the same? No. You can't trade this precisely and say this is going to do what this did exactly here. However, when you look at what happened on the breakout, you get a short-term top that looks somewhat similar, and then you get a bear flag that develops that ends up breaking out. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. This structure here where you have you have the low, then you pop out of it, do a stop, like a fake out high, then go back down, but this level holds, then you break out above, retest this MA, and then you're off to the races. So when I'm looking at what we're doing now, this is a key MA right here, and it's right at the top of this line. So if you could break out above this MA, retest this line, I think it would be incredibly bullish. So if that happens, that's something I'm watching for to kind of really, you can kind of structure your risk. And you know, if it doesn't go that way, that's still a trade where the R is on your favor, and you can kind of put your stop in a place where you define exactly where this is invalidated. Because if it just goes through and then hits the bottom here and then goes through that, like, you know, it's clearly not doing that. You don't want to take that much damage, especially if you're trading on leverage. But if this move happens, you can either be in now and wait, and then if this happens, you can put your stop somewhere around here, and you know, kind of hope not to be stopped out. Even if you are stopped out, you're still stopped out in profit. And if it reverses, then you know for certain that this is going to go higher, at least a very high probability of that. If you're in now and then this breaks down and starts to just manifest itself as a bear flag, then you're wrong also. So, you know, that's kind of how I see this. But BTC, I'm watching for it to make something like a move like this, where it either hits, if it goes right through this and then retests, it's going to be incredibly bullish. So that's something to watch out for. What's up, Sebastian? Thanks for tuning in. Shit, how long have I been going? Let me see. 30 minutes. All right, so I gotta get going soon. All right. What else was I wanting to go over? So I'll just give you some random alts. If you have some that you want me to take a look at, I would ask you to drop those in the chat right now, so I can look at them. But most of them look the same to me, for the most part. So let's see. So this line, once this breaks, this is the next level, right? You see how these lines work? Some guy was making fun of my lines. They're pretty good, I think. But yeah, this was the next level. This has to hold. You can, and when I say hold, like, you can get a wick below and then close above or close around there, and that's fine. But you know, this went pretty freaking close. So if the market reverses, like, this is a good spot. And like, I don't know, like, when I say you could buy all, you don't have to buy them like this second. You can wait and see. Like, if you look on a lower time frame, so this one already retested. So I like this. I like this. You want to see this break. You can wait for this level to break, but you know, frankly, when I say like enter alts now and use a looser stop, like if it goes down like 5%, like you shouldn't be getting stopped out down there. I don't think it's worth it. I think you trade this spot and you don't go like, I don't know, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you know, you can leave some in case these levels get broken and stop run to buy more, or if they break out and then they show signs of true reversal, you can buy more too. Buying more as the price goes up is not the end of the world. For the newer people, like, you probably want to focus on doing that more so than buying down. When I came in, I was so focused on buying whatever was the worst, and you know, frankly, I got lucky at times. But overall, you don't want to be like buying stuff that just goes down. Like, somebody asked me about CRV like weeks ago. I didn't know anything about it, frankly, and all I knew was this is just keeps going down, and this is looking like a real climax in volume. I mean, I would expect it to do something, but you know, you look at a chart like MFT and the thing just goes down for 3 years straight before doing anything. Like, you're way better off buying something that's going up. Think about the coins that have gone up over the past couple of years. There haven't been that many. Most of them have gone down, like like Ripple, Ethereum, whatever. But the coin that goes up is Chainlink, which everybody wants to make fun of. The coin is just bullish. It just keeps going up, and nobody wants to buy it. And there's a bunch of people that keep thinking they have the bottom on some shitcoin that's just in a trend like this, and just holding on to it with no money, and they're just watching their money disappear, hoping that today's the day it does something bullish, when, you know, you have something like Chainlink that was bullish for 2 years straight. So, like, you know, take that away. Like, this is, it's literally the opposite of that, but even more steep. Like, you want to buy something that's doing this. Like, this is the direction that you want to normally buy in, right? So, you know, bullish on Y coins. Yeah, Uniswap funeral. 250 was it, man. That's what I think. I think 250 was it. I think if you're not buying Uniswap at 250, you're making a mistake. That's how I feel about that. This is rough. Everything's rough. Everything's retesting these kind of structures. So little structures that led to the breakout. Boom. Look where we are. This is where you want to be a buyer. You don't need the bottom of this to make money. But like I like this. And you know, frankly, you can get retests of this on the dailies. So you may get another shot at this. It might even go a slightly lower. It may go down here, you know, and then go up. But in general, like I'm not too at this point in the game, especially when I'm trading spot on alts, I'm not hyper focused on having the bottom. I just feel pretty confident that if I buy alts today, a couple weeks from now, I'm going to be pretty happy about it. You know, it might be sooner than that, but that's it. You know, either listen or you don't. That's it. So YFI, I guess you probably want to look at this on the USD side. I don't know why I pulled up BTC. Is this YFI, Wi-Fi? Like, how do you guys, what do you guys call this thing? I don't even know. Same thing, same spot. This is where you want to be, like 1,300. I mean 13,000. It went to 13.6. So could it go lower? Yeah, it could. It could, but in this general area is kind of where you want to be a buyer. And if stocks break out overnight and Bitcoin breaks with it and goes over like 109.50, something like that, this is not going to stay down here. This is going to reverse and it's going to leave you. So you will get another chance to get in, but it's just, you know, I think this is the spot. BNB, the last I looked, it didn't do as bad as some of the others, which is promising. Yeah, this isn't looking as bad. We're retesting the top of this. I remember this. Yeah, see? Look at this. I haven't even looked at this chart in a while, but see this trend line here? 2 trend lines. And these are 2 key levels. This happened to be the bottom here, right here. So this is the structure that I look for on the bottom. You get a low. This kind of reminds you of 2018 winter, right? So it falls off a cliff, makes the low, fakes out, then goes down real slowly, retests, and then it starts to take off. This is where I start to get bullish here. But this was nasty. Shook people out hard. This candle kicked everybody out. This is nasty. Get support. This line is holding. And holding a support, you start to make bull flags, and then it retests the top. As soon as it breaks out of this trend line, you get a nice move. But that ended up being at least a short-term fake out, retests the trend line, and then it goes parabolic. So it just goes to show, like, I guess I misspoke when I said it's going to leave you. It doesn't leave you. It does give you another shot. So, like, if you miss something and it takes off without you and you start to feel the FOMO, like, typically when you press the green button, that's when it reverses and kicks you out. And it kicks most people out, and then it retests a significant level that's organized, that makes sense, and then it goes without you. So, you know, if you ever feel yourself starting to feel that way, like, really kind of take a look, take a step away, look at it, and then plot out where the next level that would make sense for it to go, and then play that accordingly. So looking at this, we have the daily close in about 45 minutes. I'd like to see this close a little bit better. This overall doesn't look terrible, but I'm not certain. This I'm not certain of. I think there's probably upside if especially if, you know, what I'm projecting as far as BTC and overall crypto markets is. I see upside there. Let me look at BTC dominance real quick before I jump off. Let's see. So yeah, so this, you have the little double bottom here, and now it's starting to curve itself up. This could end up, there could be some upside for BTC dominance here. But overall, this isn't tremendously bullish looking. But if this were to go up to here, like 63, if we would go from 58.9 to 63, that's gonna really kind of that'll obviously knock like all those charts that I showed you, like those aren't the bottom. Basically, like these will all capitulate back down, probably make new lows if that happens. So I would keep a close eye on this chart, to be honest. You don't want this to really start to run and get much above 60. If you start to get above 60, there's like this is the level that I would be careful for, like 61. So if BTC were to break out, I could see one last shakeout of the alts. This dominance runs, breaks 60, fakes out, and then falls back off. Because when I'm looking at this on a higher time frame, frankly, this isn't tremendously bullish looking right now. This looks like you're going to get a fake out and then a dump, another one. So be cautious of that. That's why you probably want to use stops. But like when I'm thinking about the alts, I'm thinking more like on like a USD pairing type. Like I think that most of them are in good spots to take your shots here. That wants to look at VET, YFI. Yeah, that's what I call it too. I call it Wi-Fi actually. VET. Yeah, get your charts in now, cause I'm about to jump off. I'm already gone too long. This weekly looks terrible, but notice the trend here. These are all testing. So you have this. Basically, if we draw it like that, this breaks out, right? This is a bull flag, okay? Keep an eye out for these type of structures. They usually lead to explosive moves. When you get this tight price action, these candles here, this is bullish. As soon as it breaks above this, this is bullish. So it's bullish, makes a high, then you have the bull flag, right? We cross the trend line, retests, no resistance, it's just going, it's going. You make another one here. I'm doing this really quick, so people will be like, oh, you're drawing it wrong. But you get the idea. Okay? Breaks out. This is mad bullish. Now we're doing it again. But these flags, like in between large moves, tend to get retested. See? Look at this. This is alpha, by the way. Believe it or not. You see this one? Look where it goes. Boom. Right here. And then it does a fake out and then does it again. Right? So right now, where does it go? Boom. Right there. So this could do this, do that, then do that. So that's what I'm saying. But this is why I like this area to kind of take some risk. Because when you look at the charts on your own, look at where they're going, you'll see that there's similarities. A lot of it makes sense. Like I said, even Uniswap doesn't have the same type of price action as the others, but where the fuck did it go? Yeah. So look, we have to look at this on a lower time frame, but let's draw it. Okay. Breakout. Get another one here. Breaks out. Where does it go? Right off the bat, test the top of this. So then you get a little bounce off of there. Now it's actually like testing the bottom of it, which is not great. It's not great, but if this holds, like this area holds, this is upside. This is upside. You know, this is, if you're gonna take a shot on this, because it's not just the chart for this one, to be honest. It's not just the chart. It's not just the BCH fractal. It's just the fact that I think Uniswap is going to be huge, and at least in this cycle, and I don't think it's over. And I think more, you have Uniswap version 3 coming, a governance token for an exchange that has surpassed Coinbase at one point in volume, that's decentralized, and you have, you know, governance bodies cracking the whip or cracking down on centralized exchanges, as well as people losing the ability to legally participate in leveraged trading. You know, I don't know if that's bearish for Bitcoin, but to me that's bullish for alts. I remember in 17, part of why, you know, I did so well personally with alts, and my friends and people I knew, the majority of the people were not on BitMEX. There were people, some, you know, real traders trading on it, but for the most part, everybody was balls deep in alts. Nobody was trading BTC like versus USD, especially with leverage. Everybody was trading alts. And then everybody flooded to BitMEX and Bybit and all these other ones, that Deribit, they all popped up because that's where everybody went. And you can make money going both ways. People didn't really understand that if you were new to trading. But, you know, the bottom line is, if people, and if you look at the open interest, it's obviously taken a big hit on BitMEX. So that volume has to go somewhere. That's part of also why I'm pretty bullish on alts, because I think people will take advantage. But the players that were trading anything substantial, they're not going to all go into like non-liquid shitcoins. That's why I'm looking at more to like mid-large caps of starting to perform now. But at the same time, Uniswap will play a role. If cryptos bounce and BTC bounces and more money comes into the market, I would expect Uniswap to continue to perform. So that's why I'm looking at 250 as an area. But you'll see these little structures here, they all ultimately get retested once this flag starts to develop. And if it doesn't hold, then that's bearish. Then, you know, it's not a great sign. But, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to look at BNB and see what it did in the beginning. I'm curious what this looked like. So BNB, that's mad hype. Look at that. What a pump. What a pump. It's a crazy pump. So it goes from 7,000 to 1,500. That's a pretty nasty retrace, no? Nasty. Real nasty. But let's look at it. Does that. Let's see. But I don't know. Whatever. This is a flag. Like, what? Got one of these, little tiny one above. Another one right here. Look where the first dip goes. Right to the top. See it? That's a huge move. This is from 18,000 to 7,000. That's over a 50% retrace right to the top, but it happened in a week. Like not even, like a few days. Not a week, 2 weeks. But hits it, bounces right off. Doesn't ever make it back there. Doesn't have to. But interesting price action. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was fun for me. I haven't done these in a while. Timing is important. you know, I wouldn't have even done this had I not thought it was meaningful. So, best of luck to you guys. As always, follow me on Twitter. I do TikTok now, barely. I'm trying to do it. I'm a little bit old for this shit, but I'm giving it a shot. So it's kind of fun. It's quicker than this. I make these videos in like a matter of very short time period. So you know working on that. So it's Korean Jew Trading on TikTok if you guys have that app. Hope you guys enjoyed. And best of luck. But if you're interested, you want more content, and press that like button. Um, and check out the description for all my links. That's got information on the dojo, which is the group with me and 5 other admins. It's not just me in there. I can't do this shit by myself. Got some really dope admins there. Keep an eye on it, and we kind of all pull our weight. But if you do these every day, hell no, I hate doing these. It's more fun when I have a co-host, frankly, because here I just feel like it's like work. I'm like doing work. Smash up the likes. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Unless anyone has anything else to add or questions, non-chart related. Like I'm not looking at any more charts, but got any thoughts or questions? I'll take like one more. Hope you guys learned something, and yeah, be safe. I mean, understand what you're dealing with. Keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this. This is going to be moving throughout the night. You have the debates tonight. Should be interesting, but we want to see this. We want to see this go. Get above that. If we open tomorrow like up here, like somewhere around there, or even higher, like it's gonna be good for everything. I think, in my opinion. So, is the DeFi bubble dead? No, I don't think it is yet. I think that was a test pump. I think you get another one when stuff like Filecoin and Dot really kind of go on their runs. These are all reminding me of EOS and Neo and all these. Like, go look at the charts. Go do your history. Go look at 2017. Look at summer of 2017. Look at charts like Neo. Look at EOS. Look at IOTA. All of these coins that ended up making it to the top 10 were like had big splashes, tons of hype, kind of similar to DeFi with YFI and Sushi and all these. Like they all pumped. And then they did like 90% retraces and wrecked everybody, and then everybody sold the bottom, and then they went on like real crazy runs. Like I just showed you BNB. So just because these retrace now doesn't mean that that the bubble is popped. There wasn't enough people involved, in my opinion, for it to be over. Somebody has to buy the top, and this was more of the same money fluctuating into low, somewhat low liquidity coins, and basically, it was pump and dumps. I'm not saying that they were all orchestrated, but you have a group of people, or people are filling up their bags, and then they're shilling the shit out of it, and then somebody's buying the top. And because, especially with Uniswap, that's very conducive to a FOMO kind of atmosphere. You can buy something, and there's no order book, so it's like you just fucking pump that shit. It's pretty awesome, but it wasn't like the taxi drivers were putting all their money into crypto, like it was in 17. So I'm not saying that exact type of hype euphoria is going to happen again, but I don't think we've seen the true top of this cycle at all. I think Bitcoin has proven itself as, definitely a risk asset, a volatile one at that. But it's proven itself not to be a fraud as people would claim it would be. It's been around, and less leverage trading on it. More people are holding spot. Less people can influence the price of it without having to own it. I think overall it's bullish for Bitcoin. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I think the next time you see me on YouTube, it'll probably be in a video form, because I have a new idea that I've been waiting for this time to do. This is, I want to talk about some coins in specific, but on the chart, like in the technicals, it wasn't the right time. So like I got excited. I'm like, yeah, I want to do like coin videos where I talk about the fundamentals briefly, like what I like about it. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'll tell you what I don't like about it, and then we'll talk about the chart, and I'll present that to you in like 10 minutes for like a specific coin that's not too small, like mid cap type shit. Um, and roll like one of those videos out a week. But the chart, if September came around, I was bearish. I was like kind of cautious, and they had performed. It seemed kind of euphoric. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait until everybody gets a good wrecking, and then I'm gonna roll this thing out. So yeah, that's the next time you'll see me. I prefer doing those because I don't know. I think I just prefer them, but keep your eyes out. Make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, and stay tuned because my good, bad, and the pumpy coin series is going to be coming out very shortly because the timing is right. It makes sense now. I won't feel bad about you know getting some attention on specific coins at this level in the cycle.